Alright, peeps, we are back. We got some more Fire Emblem heroes, and of course, the Tempest Trial and the Summer Banner have all dropped today. So, we got this copy of this new guy here, Vaike from Fire Emblem Awakening. He is the last of the shepherds to get added to the game, so he's kind of a long-awaited character at this point. Unfortunately, he's not really breaking the mold at all. He's not doing anything that we haven't seen already or seen done better on other units. So these are his stats right here. He's got 46 HP, 47 attack, 33 speed, 42 defense, and then 24 res. And he has double super boons on defense and res, which is good. We'll definitely take that. The problem with him, though, is that he lacks a perf weapon, so other similar axe infantry units are just going to score better. And then not only that, but also his speed ain't really that great, so he can't, like, run godlike reflexes as you would want to on, like, god axe types of units. He's just trying to be a bruiser with good defense and good attack, so kind of limited in terms of what sort of builds you'll be able to give him. And if you want a TLDR of this video, pretty much I would say he is not worth building. Just build Fargus instead. So, okay, let's also go ahead and take a look at the skills that he comes with. So he has this new weapon here for axes, Tropical Conch. And at the start of turn, if your HP is over 25%, it gives attack and defense up 6 to your unit, and then also your allies that are in 2 spaces of the unit for 1 turn. That's a blue bonus, so that's pretty solid. Then also at the start of combat, if your HP is over 25% and it's an even turn, then you get attack and defense in up 5. Or if it's an odd-numbered turn, then you're getting attack and defense up 11. So quite a sizable amount of attack and defense there as a drive bonus, which is pretty good. And then furthermore, if your defense is better than the foe's defense -5, then you also get tempo. So a pretty solid effect. Tempo is nice. Lots of attack and defense here. And then the blue bonus is also pretty nice to support some allies. But overall, this is just a lackluster Arcane Threma, to be honest, because that weapon also has the tempo. It's also got null follow-up. It's doing a massive debuff to the enemies of attack and defense -6 wherever they may be on the map. Then it chains to enemies that are in 2 spaces of that target enemy. And then you're also getting like a Pledgian effect where you can augment their debuffs, and you're still getting all stats up 5. And you get -1 special trigger. So not the greatest. If you don't have access to Arcane Threma, I guess this is a solid proxy, but Arcane Threma is where it's at for axes. Also, the Devoted Axe, the Axe of Devotion from the Valentine Vigard is also better, I would say, because that one's got melt damage on it. Alright, then he's got Smite for his assist. He has attack and defense finish 3, which is awesome. Finally, we're getting finish skills on these demote characters, but it's a little too late for that now, considering just how insane the power creep has been on these passive skills. Like, you'd rather just go for Excel at this point, which gives non-pierceable DR. But finish still can come in handy. And then he also has attack and defense link 3, which we've started getting gold border link skills, but we don't have this one in particular yet. So maybe when we get that, this will be a nice pickup skill as well. Okay, so comparing him to his contemporary units, we have here Fargus, and then we also have Fuga, if anyone even remembers this guy. Yeah, he was kind of a nobody. This dude was sort of dead on arrival, and Vaike is in a similar position to Fuga here. So, Vaike has the most HP out of this bunch. He has 46 HP, which beats Fargus and also Fuga by quite a good amount. And that could be relevant if you're going to run stuff like Infantry Pulse 4 or other HP required skills. They all have basically the same attack. Vaike has 47, Fargus has 47, and then Fuga's got 46. Fargus is the only one that has an attack super boon out of this group, though, so he has technically 1 extra point. Then on speed, Vaike has 33, Fargus has 31, and then Fuga has 30. So Vaike is slightly faster, not really by a relevant enough amount. Defense-wise, 42 for Vaike, we got 40 for Fargus, and then 45 for Fuga. Fuga has the most defense, so he'd probably do better things with Lagoo's friend, I guess. He also has better res, too. 30 res on Fuga, 32 on Fargus, and then 24 for Vaike. This guy's low res really hurts him, because if you're going to run like an Omni-Tank build with Lagoo's friend and like distant bonus doubler, you'd probably want his res to be better. So he's got needless points of speed, and I would even take a little bit of points off of HP there to buff his res a little bit. So, stat line-wise, I actually think Fargus and Fuga are both better than Vaike, which is... That's already not boding well. When this guy was dead on arrival, and I think he's better than the Vaike unit that we just got, that's not good. All right, then we take a look at the scoring tiers here. So Fuga scores in the same bin as Vaike. Fargus actually outscores both of them because he has a perf weapon, and he's also a support unit too with what he's doing. So if you're going to build one of them, like I said already, build Fargus. Okay, so he score ties with Cyril, which is okay. I mean, Cyril's still like one of the better choices for Arena free-to-play because he's a range type unit, and those are just very easy to get kills with in Arena mode. But he loses out to the other infantry units like Kana and also Lloyd, and that's not going to be good in the long haul. So unfortunately for Vaike, he's just not going to cut it for Arena scoring either, I would say. And now finally, let's go ahead and take a look at some builds here. So the first build that we've got for Vaike is the Arcane Threma build, which, I mean, are you surprised to see these passives on here? Distant Bonus Doubler and Lagoo's Friend? Come on, you're not really surprised. The bad thing is that we don't have a non-pierceable defensive special that we could give him, like Pavis or Aegis. I mean, I guess you could run those, but those are not Omni. Like, they're not going to work on both ranged and also near enemies, as godlike reflexes would if he had enough speed to run it. So we got to settle for Ignis here with the Ike Ring. It's the only other choice. So we only get non-pierceable DR against range type opponents, which kind of sucks. But at least his defense is solid enough, so he might be able to hang in there against physical threats. Then we've got Infantry Pulse 4 because his HP is actually the main selling point to using this guy. So having that would be able to support our allies with -1 cooldown. It also helps him maintain Ignis better with Lagoo's Friend because Arcane Threna's got -1, so Ignis is at 3 hits. Then Infantry Pulse brings it down to 2 hits, and then the enemy attacks you, and Lagoo's Friend just gets it ready right there. So that's how we're going to loop that over and over. Also, we nullify DR with Lagoo's Friend, so that helps. And then Distant Bonus Doubler should go without saying. Doubled up with Bonus Doubler, so we can just get all stats up 6 and then live at all stats up 6. And then Guard Echo just to inflict guard. Now, the reason why we're not running Breath of Life 4 on this build is because, for one, he can't run godlike reflexes with this speed. So we have to run a better special, or quote-unquote better special, unfortunately, at least better for him. And because of that, like, we're going to need some kind of cooldown support here, so we have to go for, like, Infantry Pulse or Pulse Up Blades or Times Pulse 4, something like that to get his Ignis a little bit more manageable. Now, the other good thing about Breath of Life 4 is that it's a support. So you don't necessarily have to run it on the unit that wants to use it. You just run it on a support unit and keep them in 2 spaces so that you're able to heal on the go. So that's what we're going for here. And then finally, we have a DPS build here. This one is more so just... We're running Axe of Devotion here so we can get the melt damage at the start of combat. Melt damage has kind of been tapering off now that we have Breath of Life 4, but we also have Special Spiral 4 here. So we can still ramp and then nuke the enemies out of existence with our Ignis here. Attack and Defense finish 4, and then Times Pulse 4 just to get some more DPS, and then also... When we proc Ignis, we're getting +10 true damage from Finish 4 and Spiral 4, and then also Ignis is going to do a lot of damage anyway, judging by how good his defense is. You could run Lagoo's Friend on this build as well, which is very sad to say, because it still also nullifies enemies' DR. But the reason why Special Spiral 4 here is because it's just going to get your Ignis ready on the player phase, and this would be more so of a player phasing build than enemy phase like with Lagoo's Friend. So you want to attack the enemies and blow them up on your turn here, as opposed to waiting for the enemy phase. Finish being a Sacred Seal is also pretty cool, so we can run that to get some more damage too, and then also more attack and defense. And then Death Blow Echo is the Echo skill of choice if you're just going for player phase damage. So yeah, that pretty much covers us for the builds here. There's not too many real options you can do with him, because he's not super flexible. He just wants to really just play that defensive role with his speed being mediocre. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, what you guys think about the Vaike unit that we got here. His artwork is pretty good, and like I said, he is a long-awaited unit, so it is unfortunate that they did him a little dirty. But that's all for now, so this is your boy Tasho signing out. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch y'all again on the flip side.